and there are also many companies live in Russia, many companies and digital businesses stopping dealing with Russians. And at first I didn't understand why they actually do it, because some minor companies, some even small companies, they stopped doing business with Russians. But then I realized it's more about choosing not money, but choosing the choosing moral qualities above money. And from one side it might be not a huge deal, but from another side it's people losing a lot of jobs in Russia, people basically having their lives much harder than before.
Нет войне! Нет войне! Нет войны, а вы что, за войну что ли? Миру нет!
大家好，我是米拉。
大家好，我是世凯。乌克兰、俄罗斯的战争爆发之后呢，我们访问了很多乌克兰人，看看他们对战争的看法，战争如何影响他们的生活。但是我们也一直很想从另外一个角度，就是从俄罗斯人的角度来看这场战争，看看他们是支持还是反对。那战争对他们而言又代表什么意义呢？
在这里也提醒大家一下，为了我们朋友的安全，有些事情我们不方便跟他聊天，有一些单词他没办法使用。
那我们就一起来听听看这位住在俄罗斯圣彼得堡的 YouTuber Niki 的分享。So, hello Niki, thank you for joining us today.
Hello Mila, hello Shekhai. Nice to see you today.
Because most of the information here is always from the main media, so we really want to listen to the real voice from the local in Russia. So, thank you so much again. Before 24th of February, did you think it was possible for Russia to attack Ukraine?
So that is something that not just me, but many Russian people, also many Russian journalists and huge news bloggers didn't expect to have. Literally, I follow a couple of independent medias and one blogger specifically, Varlamov. And I remember he writing about all the events about February 24th. He said that he had no expectations to see such huge conflict between Russia and Ukraine. So basically, I also share this opinion. I didn't expect this to happen.
So on that day when it all started, what was your first reaction, and how was the situation in Russia on that day? I mean, did you see some information on social media, or maybe your friends talking about it?
Well, so basically that was an early morning when it all started, and I woke up late, around 10 a.m. and I actually got a message from my Patreon supporter asking me how am I doing, how am I, is everything okay there? And I said of course mate, everything is fine, I just woke up and going to make a cup of coffee, read a book, so I didn't read the news yet. And then I took my phone on the table, just got my coffee, got my book, and 1 hour later I checked the news and I'm like, what? What is going on? So it was really unexpectedly for me. And I watched the news. I read that Russia attacked Ukraine, started their operation in the early morning, which was very unexpected. And the first couple of hours, I didn't know what to think about. So basically, I tried to not do anything. Basically, just stay at my room, stay at home, and read the news. And in the evening there was actually a huge protest happening in most of Russian cities, as well as in St. Petersburg, where I am staying, where I live now. And I went to the streets just to witness it, to live stream for my social medias. And yeah, that was huge. The reaction of people was really huge that day.
Are there still any protests now?
Yes, but it's kind of different than a month ago. It's already almost a month. And for the first day it was really huge protest, but every next day it actually was smaller and smaller. But apparently it had almost no result. A lot of people were detained. I personally saw hundreds of people being detained in St. Petersburg. I also filmed it and uploaded video about that on my channel. And then every single day some people still were going out to protest, but every single time it was much harsher, much more violent actions from our police.
You may ask why people do not help other people, why they do not stop police, somehow prevent them from catching people. Unfortunately, if you touch police anyhow, if you hurt them anyhow, you most likely will get arrested for a couple of years. We have some ridiculous examples of it, and people basically don't do anything, don't touch police, and just follow their orders.
So basically, it was first very tiring for people to continue protesting every single day, day by day, and second, they faced a higher risk of being detained or deterred by the actions of our government.
Я понимаю, что мои действия ничего не сделают, но я хотя бы покажу, может быть, меня увидят украинцы, я покажу, что россияне этого не хотят.
And I know this question will be a little hard for someone, especially Russian, to answer, but we would like to ask you, like, what do you think about this word? And what do other Russians think about this war?
Well, so here's I should mention that in Russia we cannot call this this word like literally. There's a regulations that we have to call it in accordance with Russian government, and then they say it's a special military operation. I'm not sure about like political reasons. I'm not really much into politics, but one thing I know for sure personally about myself, I cannot support such kind of armed conflict that influences just lives of regular, just everyday people, and I just don't like what is going on out there. I also know that most of Russians actually share this opinion of mine, although there are some people and perhaps a lot of people who do not want the violence, do not want such kind of armed conflict between our countries, although they also think that it is a necessary evil and that Russia had to do that. So basically people kinda agree about it's very bad thing, it's very bad stuff happening in Ukraine, but some people think it's unacceptable and some people think that we had to do it.
We saw your video 1 week after it all started, and you went to the mall. There were some stores already closed. So we are kind of curious how the war and all these sanctions influence the life of just common Russians.
Basically, Russian ruble falls down dramatically. It lost about 60, 70, maybe even 80% of its value, and everything is getting more expensive in Russia nowadays, and regular people feel it a lot because their income is not rising, it's staying on the same level, and even some people, they faced the problem of unemployment. So Russian people became more poor, and the sanctions actually hit like very, very strongly. And I, from one side, understand why it's going on. Such kind of sanctions, it might be a way first to somehow inform Russian people, to get them curious about what's really going on and why other countries put them under sanctions and so on. But the result of it is actually quite devastating. Like, I filmed the video about going to a mall, and I also filmed the video with grocery prices going up.
The price of iPad mini was about 53,000 rubles a week or 2 weeks ago, and now that's more than 70,000 rubles. So you can see that the price actually went up more than 40%, which is crazy.
The highest difference in price was about 80% compared to a month ago. And there are also many companies live in Russia, many companies and digital businesses stopping dealing with Russians. And at first I didn't understand why they actually do it, because some minor companies, some even small companies, they stopped doing business with Russians. But then I realized it's more about choosing not money, but choosing the I don't know, choosing moral qualities above money. Yeah, so basically there's like Starbucks quit Russia, there's no more Starbucks coffee, McDonald's left, and there's some clothing brands and some financial companies. And from one side it might be not a huge deal, but from another side it's people losing a lot of jobs in Russia, people basically having their lives much, much harder than before, and yeah, just like this.
So people are kind of afraid of the future, right? In this kind of situation.
People are really concerned about the future. People are afraid, like what comes next. And people are afraid mostly about two things. Is first, of course, how they will survive financially, because everything is getting more expensive. And second things that people are really concerned about is what is going to come next in terms of global politics, like what other countries will do, what our country will do in response, and so on.
There's so much fake news after the special action started. So, are there any of them that you have heard about and you would like to clarify?
So I actually don't have any specific examples of like really big fake news. But there are some minor things that I often get asked on my Instagram, let's say. People ask like, is it really that Russian internet gonna be like cut off from the global internet, like physically, or is it real that you cannot use Instagram anymore, or you'll get in jail or something like that? It's really hard to understand and really hard to check if it's true or not from out of Russia. Yeah, but what I want to say is that we have a lot of fakes from Russia in Russian TV. Also, there are a lot of fakes in Ukrainian news medias, and also there are a lot of fakes in the world media. It's like perhaps the percentages of such kind of fake news might be different, but surely it's like not every single news coming about Russia or about Ukraine is like 100% true, and it's hard to check nowadays.
So I'm also quite curious because you mentioned about your followers. Did you experience any hate?
Yeah, that's actually a huge thing that concerns me recently. It's not hate towards me personally, like I don't have much hate about my personality nor about my videos. I have quite a good community around my channel, but I see a general vibe of people around the world starting some kind of, I don't know, discrimination slash xenophobia slash Russophobia towards people who are somehow Russians, even towards Russian people who never been in Russia in their lifetimes, like somebody who was raised by Russian parents while living abroad. And I also see it under my videos, like people often mention something like let Russian people starve, or let I wish everything will get like 10 times more expensive in Russia because of everything you did to Ukraine, and something like that. And I see such a huge misconnection between Russian people and people around the world now. It's actually one of my main motivations why I keep doing my videos, is to have such kind of bridge between Russians and between people around the world, so we can understand each other better, because there is no pure evil and there is no pure good, like not black, and the world is not black and white. And I want to spread the idea of what's happening inside of Russia so people can understand better, and so there will be like less negative discrimination towards Russian individuals just based on their nationality. It reminds me very much such kind of discrimination or xenophobia that was happening to Asian people in the beginning of COVID in America. I read a lot of news about that, and it reminds me very, very much this.
Would that be your message to our audience, or is there anything else that you would like to say to them?
That we in Russia also don't like at all what is going on there in Ukraine. There are also a lot of people in Russia who are highly, strongly against the violence happening in Ukraine. Yeah, I hope there won't be much xenophobia towards Russian people, because we all want the same thing from life, to live and to be happy. Yeah, so that's basically the message that I would like to spread to people.
Okay, so thank you, Niki, for joining us today, and make sure to subscribe Niki's channel, and you will like learn a lot of Russian culture, Russian life from his videos.
Yeah, and current situation also.
Well, thank you, Mila, and thank you, Shihai.
Народу, конечно, не очень много, мы ничего не изменим, но все равно надо выходить, просто чтобы доказывать самому себе, что ты не тот, кого ты презираешь.
Я не думаю, что нас услышит наше правительство, но надеюсь, что это наш шанс показать всему миру, что мы не поддерживаем этот курс.